Good morning, everyone. I'm Jenny. Thanks for tuning into this week's Cosmic Vibes video. Now, just before I begin, make sure you hit that little subscribe button down there in the corner if you want to get notifications on the videos and so on. And when I'm going live right here on YouTube, offering free clairvoyant psychic readings. Now, the next time I'm going live doing free clairvoyant readings is on Saturday, March the 1st at 12 noon Mountain Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern or 11 a.m. Pacific. So mark your calendars if you'd like to tune in and ask me some questions or book a reading with me, soulworkwithjenny.com. Now, let's get into this week's Cosmic Vibes. Now, we are moving into the full moon in Leo. Not only just that, we have Valentine's Day coming up. How many of you guys are all excited about Valentine's Day? I mean, for me, I'm not as excited. However, you have to make the best out of it. So, but Jenny, I don't have a Valentine's. I don't have anybody to share it with. Don't worry about that. Why are you not treating yourself? Do something for yourself. You know, some people forget about it, some people don't celebrate it, and so on. However, go out and buy yourself something. Buy yourself some chocolate. Treat yourself to something. Maybe have a spa day. I'm just saying, you have to do what resonates with you, of course. So now, as we are entering this week, you're going to find, February 9th and 10th. This is a very powerful week again, right? February is like, it can be very life-changing. On the 9th and the 10th, you're going to see that you're going to be communicating more with your heart. That's right. Your heart is opening up. Your heart should stay open. As we go through difficulties, I'm going to close my heart. I get that. However, if you want to heal and work through situations, keep your heart open. So if there's someone you want to reach out with, open your heart. And you're going to find that, as I always mention, long-term goals, short-term goals, vision boards, this is the time when focus on creating long-term goals more than some short-term goals. I mean, always create short-term goals, of course, but long-term goals, like where would you want to be in a few months from now? Like, what do you want to change? Maybe, you guys want to move, maybe you want to change this or change that. Start writing it down. Don't worry as much when. You can always book a reading with me. I can give you more insights and clarity, of course. However, let's set some long-term goals. And whatever you do, don't rush anything this year. There's a lot of people that are leaving, your life, let's say. So when somebody leaves your life, let them go. Because when we let certain people go that we just don't resonate with anymore, or, certain people that, have hurt you or betrayed you or whatever like that, when you release that, you open the doors for new people. As I've always said, when you let the wrong people go, the right people enter. So trust this process right now. There's every ending, there's new beginnings. And even on the full moons, new moons, all of that, new beginnings and also endings. So release people. And as you release people in situations, like, what did I learn from that situation? What did I gain from that? What did I truly, truly learn? What was my soul trying to show me? So really pay attention to that. Even myself, it's like there's certain people that I let go of and so on. And I'm always grateful for the experiences. And as you grow and evolve and move in a different direction, it's like, wow, I don't connect with that person anymore. Or it very well could be a job or career as well. Maybe you're living in an environment where you're like, what, this is time that maybe I'm thinking about actually moving away, like moving away from a lot of different situations and people. And I'm just outgrown. I want new adventures, or maybe you're moving away to a new job and so on. So this is why it's really important to look at some long-term goals and don't push anything or rush anything. right? Like I've been constantly downsizing for quite some time myself, and I've given more stuff away. Just, I've been doing that actually quite often, even more and more and more. Because I'm looking at a long distance move myself, right? It's been something I've been considering for a long time. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Meeting new people, new friends, more people that I connect with and resonate with, and different areas. I love doing my photography and stuff like that. So who knows what spirit has planned? Don't rush or make rash decisions. To see where things, take you to. We're here for certain reasons, to clear certain things, or to be like, I just don't belong here anymore. It's really time that I really move on, and so on and so on and so on. So you're going to be still healing and doing a lot of inner work and so on. So as we're doing inner work healing, what happens is as you get through certain circumstances, you start seeing more clarity. You're going to be like, maybe I want to reconnect with certain people, or maybe I want to do this. Maybe it's just time for me to let that person go, or this or that. So as you're healing, that's why it's so important to keep your heart open. Really, really important, because you don't want to close your heart because you're upset with somebody. But Jeni, I can't let this issue go with this person. Like, okay, I have to have that talk. Okay. But whenever you want to do that, make sure you're calm. Make sure it's like, you know what, I really need to talk to this person. Gosh, my hair, I'm sorry. I just don't want to spend hours every morning doing it. I actually might cut it all off. I don't know. We'll see. I'm contemplating. Right. So no rash decisions, as I just said. So talk to your person, or if it's a friend or family member or business partner, or your job, whatever it is, just really say, okay, what's working and what's not working, and be really honest with yourself. There can be misunderstandings all the time. Wow, why did I say that to that person? I've had people reach out, Jeni, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that to you or treated you that way. And I'm like, you know what, I do forgive. But it depends on the situation. It's like, I do forgive you, but you know, it's just time that I move on, right? Whatever it is, go on your own comfort zone, because sometimes we have to rehash things out with somebody in order for us to move on for closure, right? Like a friend of mine has just got engaged, and I'm like, wow, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. I know that was their person, and he's like, I didn't ever think I'd get married. And I'm like, well, it's something you don't rush. I mean, I know that's his person, and I'm so happy for him. Wish him all the best, and so on and so on. Right. So always wish somebody the best no matter what happens. Right. So you could be a little bit more emotional because of this full moon energy coming in. The 11th and the 12th, right? This full moon in Leo. Like I just got chills right now. Like just got chills right now, right? So certain signs get affected more than others, of course. So you're going to find that on this full moon, you're going to be more creative. You're going to be like, you know what? I got to let my fears go. I have to step into this now. I'm starting something new. Like, oh my gosh, right? And you're going to be more passionate. You're going to be more passionate within yourself. Maybe it's your projects you're working on. Maybe it's something that you're starting. You will be more confident no matter what happens. But oh my gosh, Jeni, I'm going through this and this and that. I get that. Maybe some of you are having, surgery. Paula, my thoughts are with you. My angelic team has been called on upon you that day. Release any and all fears. I am thinking of you that day on the full moon. Let fears go. It's like, oh my gosh, I have this and that to do that day, right? We all get into that fear zone. But, whenever we get into that fear zone, I'm like, you know what? Spirit, give me the courage and the will. Today is going to be an excellent day. Today is going to flow with ease. My body is healing. I am so grateful for today, how ease things are going to go. I'm putting my trust and faith into my angels, my guides, the universe, all of that. Stay positive. Stay in alignment with positivity. So for those of you, you might get a promotion that day, or get more recognition for certain work that you're doing, or recognition, sorry, recognition for certain things you've been working hard on, because your emotions could also take over as well. Emotions arise with the full moon, with the new moon. can set you off. That's why you could be feeling a little bit of that anger and emotion right now, right? Because you're feeling like, rah. So you might find that your emotions could rise even with family situations, even more so along this full moon. So it's important to be more adaptable right now because it's like, well, I can't take this anymore, Jenny. I get that. I need to make these changes. I can't handle being at my job anymore. I can't handle being in my relationship anymore. Calm down, as I mentioned, right? Gonna turn my fan on here. It's warm. It's saying I don't have air conditioning. Anyways, so you're gonna find that emotions are gonna arise during that day of the full moon. So it's like being more adaptable because the only thing you have control over is yourself. You don't have control over what anybody else says or does. However, if you're getting treated with disrespect and you're like, wow, really? This is the time when you have to take that step back and say, I don't connect with that person anymore. It doesn't matter what I'm saying. They're just saying, I don't believe you. You're lying. Like, is that the energy you want to be around, especially when you know that what they're accusing you of? It's like, wow, seriously? Observe. I observe a lot of different things. I sit back and I observe different people and situations and so on. And I'm like, I'm not getting involved with that. Like, I'm not getting involved with that. Like, this is a day of major breakthroughs, like, seriously, major breakthroughs. So, if you're really experiencing something or going through something major on this full moon, just know there's breakthroughs, transformational breakthroughs and healing, opportunity to heal. Really set intentions on this full moon. Put your crystals outside to get the full moon energy and so on and so on. Sleep's going to be off, right? You'd be like, why am I waking up at 3 a.m. or whatever? Because the full moon energy is very powerful. So that's why, like in the emergency rooms and such like that, it can get really busy because emotions can really set people off. So you might find you're going to be a lot more teary. Now, if you're a Leo, you're going to see more clarity that day. And you're going to learn how to express yourself more. So maybe you're expressing yourself more with creativity. Maybe you're expressing yourself more with communication with other people and situations. If you're Aquarians, you're going to be wanting more balance in your relationships. So that's why I'm saying really take a look around you and say, who are you connecting with or who you've had a falling out with or where do you want the balance? Like relationships in general can be with anybody, right? It's like Venus energy, it's romantic. However, when we're connecting with relationships can be with anybody, like anybody in general. Now, if you're a Taurus or a Scorpio, you're going to find that there's going to be some even more major breakthroughs with professional. Maybe that's where you're going to get that raise, that promotion. Maybe that's the day that you're launching your project. So that's a really good day for you. However, if you're Aries Sagittarius, you are also going to have a lot more energy, like a lot more energy. Maybe you're doing that workout and you're going to be even more creative that day. So if that's the day where you're like, you know what, I really got to work on my project or revamp things, or maybe I want to do that painting, maybe like whatever it is, right? Creative aspects we have. Maybe it's like, I got this all of a sudden pull to change my place around, right? Like whatever it is, really listen to that creativity. Even start writing it down. It might be a day where you're like, I'm getting these insights of what I need to change in a creative way, but I'm not able to do that today. It doesn't matter. Just start writing it down because you're getting those messages through. Now, if you're Capricorn or Cancer, you're going to be seeing some changes with your financial situation and also romance. Maybe some of you have just got engaged or getting married, or you're like, maybe I need to make changes with my romantic person, my person, for the good or the not so good. Maybe I want to take that next step over and move in with that person. Maybe it's like, what, this isn't working out. We need to talk. So you're going to find that you're going to be making more changes, your finance situation. Maybe it's like, wow, I'm actually starting to see I'm starting to pay off certain debts, or I'm saving some money. Or maybe it's going to be like, I need to make some balances here. I need to like take a look back of what I'm spending money on and so on. If you're a Virgo or Pisces, you're going to really step out of your comfort zone. And it's really important to trust the process, really trust the process. So if you're going through something major that day or something, it's like, put your hands in God, like just trust that process. It's like, Spirit, I'm giving this up to you. Like if I'm struggling with something and I'm like, you know what? I've surrendering this to the universe. I'm doing my part, whatever it is. I'm showing up for my part and working on this and that. However, I'm surrendering this up to my highest good, highest self, to the angels above and source, and I'm trusting the process. When you go in that modality, you will see that when you let go of fears or, what you're like, oh my God, when you surrender what you're trying to control, you will see miracles. You will see how like, wow, I could tell the difference once I let that go and I surrendered that. I can really see things happening now. Trust it. Now, if you're a Libra or Gemini, there could be some exciting opportunities coming for you. You could be more adventurous. You could be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna book that flight. I'm gonna take that trip. I'm going to like, be more adventurous and explore more, go on road trips, or like, that exciting, oh my gosh, that exciting opportunity just happened for me. When we get opportunities, really take a look at it, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? But I'm hearing you very well could get some pretty amazing opportunities coming for you. So be really open. We can get opportunities offered to us, but it doesn't mean it's the right direction. However, I'm hearing really good things. So this full moon, when we utilize it, you can utilize it to the fullest in a positive way. If I wake up in the morning or something, I'm feeling a little off, let's say, the first thing that I will say is, you know what, it's going to be a really good day. It's going to be an amazing day. Even though I'm like, you know what, today might not be that great day. But I'm like, I'm leaving this up to the universe. It's going to be a great day, a positive day. And when you do that, your vibrational frequency starts changing. And certain challenges, let's say, that you might have to go through, it goes through much better. Things don't go as bad as what you think, right? Because when we change our mindset, you'll see, like, out of the darkness comes the light of transformational breakthroughs. When you hold your vibration high, I'm just saying. Now, what happens after the full moon comes in? What happens, you guys? We are moving into Valentine's Day. So the full moon to Valentine's Day, the 12th and 13th, you might even find during that day you're reaching out to more of your soul tribe, reaching out to more people that you connect with, people that you really, really resonate with. It's like, wow, I gotta get a hold of, like some friends. Like, I'm so grateful for my soul tribes and just people that I just cherish and hold in my heart. And sometimes we don't get that opportunity to talk with them every day. We have our own lives, of course, to deal with and so on, and then it's like, wow, I'm just really hearing that I got to reach out to this person. Geez, I haven't talked to you for quite some time. Like, how are you doing? And then you find like, wow, I just feel like I just talked to you yesterday, Jeni. I get that, right? It's like, yeah, you're still in my heart. Like all of this, right? Even 10 years go by, and then all of a sudden you reach out to somebody, or you get that message, and you're like, and then you have that conversation, and you're like, wow, it just feels like we're just talking yesterday, and yet it's been years, right? So soul tribes, people you connect with, and so on and so on. So Valentine's Day. Now, who all is doing something on Valentine's? Let me know, right? Like, make some comments, you guys, and really like my channel. It really helps me build it, and so on and so on. So it's really important on Valentine's Day, no matter what you're doing, to really speak from your heart. Like, you should be speaking from your heart and honesty anyways, right? Well, I don't think you're being honest with me. Really? That's your perception. That's not mine. You are fighting within your own soul. Take a look at what's going on around your life and don't point the finger at me. That has nothing to do with me, right? So there could be a little bit of that going on. I'm just saying on Valentine's Day. Valentine's for me, there was a day that I picked up Bella's ashes of all days, Valentine's Day. So every night I light a candle beside her ashes as it is. So Valentine's Day for me, I'll get a little emotional and such. And I even had a friend say, Jeni, let me take you out. And I'm like, no, I just need some space for me that day. Right. So we all celebrate Valentine's Day in our own way. Do something that you want to do for you. Maybe some of you have got romantic getaways planned. Like how exciting, right? Maybe you could get proposed to that day. Anything is possible. You know what I mean? It can be a very emotional day because some people are like, but I just don't have anybody. I'm never going to have anybody. I get that. I understand. But just know that why do I keep meeting the wrong people? Start writing down what qualities you're looking for, like in a person, let's say. Like, what are you truly looking for? What are you truly wanting? And be really honest with yourself. Like seriously, be really honest what you're looking for and wanting and such like that. And be open, keep your heart open. Yeah, but I got really hurt last time, Jeni. I'm never going to have a relationship again. We all go through that. That's why healing is a process. You have to work through, you have to take a look at what did I learn back then from my relationship and such. And don't think that the next person is going to be like that, right? It's very important to heal and reflect back upon relationships and so on and so on. What did you learn from that? And don't rush in, because if you rush in to new relationship, it can end just as fast, right? Keep your heart open and such like that, because you're going to even find that, like you could be more creative that day on Valentine's Day. You're going to find that even family situations that day could be a lot more compassionate. It could be very emotional on Valentine's Day. I'm really hearing for somebody or with a family situation. Maybe that's the day that you get that call. So it's important to always listen to when you're getting that pull that I got to get a hold of them or I have to go see them. Full moons, new moons, there's a lot more passings. There's going to be a lot of passings this year too, by the way. So now, if you're Pisces, Virgo, or Pisces, I'm going to say, well, let's just do Pisces. You're going to be more dreamy. You're going to be more poetic that day. Maybe for some of you who are artists, or musicians, you're going to start writing that song. You're going to start writing. If you're a writer, you're going to be a lot more in the dreamy realm on Valentine's Day. Like, how cool is that? We all have dreams. Yeah, but I want this. Start writing it down. Write your intentions down. Get on that vision board. You can tweak it anytime. You can add on things as it is. So if you're Aquarius or Libra, you could be adding a lot more depth to your social life. You could be like, wow, I want to go out and see my friends or be more social or get involved with more groups and so on. Maybe you're going to be chatting a lot that day. Hey, how's it going? We're meeting up with people and so on and so on. Now, if you're a Virgo, you're going to be communicating more from your intuition and let your fears go. Let fears go. Because when we go into that fear zone, we're not seeing clarity because we're like, oh, we all have fears. We all have fears. But when you tune in and listen to your soul, you're going to be like, I just know everything's going to be okay. I have to let fears go. I have to let my fears go and so on. Gemini and Sagittarius, you might have a little bit of hard time focusing that day. You might be like, I got to have some heartfelt communications going on. I have to really speak from my heart about something that's important to me. Maybe you're experiencing something that's going to trigger you as well. So just be very, very open. Cancer, Scorpio on Valentine's Day. expressing your feelings even more. It's a very, you know, open day for communication with us all. And no matter what you have to communicate, keep your heart open, be honest, be authentic. Really, really important always. Even if you're like Capricorn and Taurus, really, really pay attention to your intuition. You very well could be making some really big decisions that day with situations. Maybe you're going to be like, I have to end certain situations with others or a job or like whatever it is, because I want to open the new doors to this year. You're going to find that there'll be more opportunities and decisions to make with business that day, especially more. Networking, business decisions. What do I have to tweak? What do I have to end? What do I have to start? Maybe I have to walk away from my job. Maybe I have to, all of that kind of stuff, right? Now, if you're Aries and Leo, you're going to find that you're also going to be daydreaming more, like Pisces, right? You're going to be daydreaming more of, wow, what do I really want? What direction do I really want to get pulled into? Wow, how do I make my dreams a reality? Just start writing things down. It's like, wow, I'd really like to have this happen and that happen. Just start writing it down and don't worry so much about how. How am I going to make that happen? How am I going to do this and that? Don't worry about all of that. This is a year with this completion, Universal 9 year. It's all about more so long-term goals, because what you're really, really working on this year, you're really going to see the profound effects in 2026. So let's say if you're like, this is the year I want to get out of debt. Let's just say, for an example, right? So then you'd be moving into 2026 with no debt, right? So that's why it's like, okay, maybe I want to create a business this year. Get that going, get that started up, because 2026, you're going to see those results coming in even more and more and more. Like whatever it is, geez, I'd really like to move long distance away. Like, okay, that you can do that. Do your research on where, even before when I was looking at moving and all of these things, I did a lot of research on different places, locations, a lot of information. So I still have all of that information. Even where I am here now, I don't see me staying here long. It's like, okay, now I know I am here and so on and so on and so on. And maybe it's going to lead me, to a destination that people be like, oh, right? So I keep a lot of things to myself. I keep a lot of things to myself because this is also the year where you don't talk about more so your big plans with other people. Because just to give you an example, I was talking to somebody about, a couple of things that I was looking at changing and doing. And they're like, why would you do that? Like automatically they went into that negative zone. And I was actually quite surprised, because normally whenever I talk to this person, they're more supportive and all of that. But it's like, wow, I can't believe you said, I didn't say that. I observe. I'm like, wow, it opened up my eyes. So, it's like when you see certain things like that happen, really pay attention, because things are changing with friendships this year. Things are changing with your connections as well. So, it's to the degree, even with myself, that I'm saying, you know what, it's time for me just to move on. It's really time. Be with people who support you in a positive way. And when there's other people that are not, ask yourself, why are you around that? I get it, like certain situations with family or just different things like that. However, ask yourself, why am I allowing this to keep on happening? It's really important to really dream from your heart and love with your soul. Get your dreams out there. Get your souls out there, because, it's like there's certain things. Pay attention to what's working and pay attention to what's not working anymore. Like there's actually a new direction that I'm actually looking at, implementing more myself with something, right? And some people be like, what? And I'm like, yeah, completely. So you have to go on your comfort zone. And, it's like finding that peace within. Peace is the way. Peace is the path for you. Remove what is making you, sad. Remove what is just making you like, why am I in this relationship? Why am I here? Why am I all of those things? You're the only one that can make these changes when you're honest with yourself. It's like we know already what's not making us happy. And that can be hard because it's like you have those decisions to make. And be really compassionate towards yourself. I mean, be compassionate towards others and stuff, because we truly don't know what path that person is working on or what they're going through and stuff, especially let's say if they haven't told you or whatever. However, even if they have told you and you're like, you could make changes, it's like that person has to be ready to make those changes. They really, really do have to be that way. Love is the way. The most powerful vibration on earth is love. Unconditional love for humanity. Unconditional love for humanity. Even if I'm upset with somebody, I always wish them the best, but it doesn't mean I have to be a part of their life or part of their situation. Like with all of this stuff that's going on in the world that these so-called leaders have created, what happens and what has happened? There's so many more issues with people's mentality. People have given up. They're like, I don't see a future anymore because of what all these so-called leaders have done, and so on and so on and so on and so on. That's why it's like I keep a lot of things to myself, and I pretty much stay by myself. Right? So there's reasons for that. I'm not somebody that's just going to settle with someone just because. No, that can disrupt the peace, can it not? You have to go in your own comfort zone with what feels right for you always. So really, really, really important. This full moon in Leo and Valentine's Day, like, wow, what a week. Set your intentions, you guys. Really get that going. Start writing things down. And as I mentioned, don't worry how these things are going to come together, right? So now let's pull a couple of cards, okay, and see what the universe has messages for you collectively. I don't use cards when I do readings. I'm psychic, clairvoyant, medium. I do akashic past life records. I'm an animal communicator. And so on and so on and so on. So I don't use cards. I can see, no matter if it's virtually or no matter what, I zoom in on somebody and read your energy specifically. We're here on YouTube, so of course I'm doing it collectively. So not all of you are going to resonate with the card that I will pull. Of course not, right? However, if you do resonate with the card, let me know. You're going to know. So because we're in Valentine's Day here, and there's emotions and romance out there. Keep your heart open. I'm going to pull a card from the Romance Angels deck with Enduring Virtue. How many of you are going to tune in for the live readings? How many of you are subscribed to my channel? I am. So anyways, let's talk to the romance. Let's talk to the full moon energy and Valentine's Day vibes. The 9th to the 14th. What's coming up? What's the message? What is the message? Like, really let go of self-doubts. Self-doubts, really let go of that. Because you have to believe in yourself. Like, Jeni, I just have people around me that tell me that I can't, that whatever my dreams are, they're telling me I can't do that, or they're like, that's why you say nothing about your goals. There's not one person on this planet that knows what my goals are. They might know a couple of goals, but I hold back 90% because I already know there's certain people that are going to be like, what? So really, really keep things to yourself. Unless you have somebody that really supports you in a positive way, no matter what direction you're going to work, that's completely different. The 9th to the 14th. Alrighty. Wow, of course. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So But Jeni, I don't have a partner. I don't have a partner. Like, oh my God, don't worry about it. Things come together at the right timing for you. Like there's other people out there that, of course, they always have to be in a relationship. And that's just their path, of course, right? There's other people out there who are like, you know what, I'm going to wait for the right person because, I've had really bad experiences in the path with relationships. And it's like, okay, what did you learn from that? There's no such thing as a perfect relationship. Of course not. Of course not. However, you have to take a look at, what am I looking for? What qualities am I truly looking for? What do I truly want? What are the deal breakers? Am I willing to wait for the right person to come along? Or am I just going to settle? Don't ever judge anybody. Like that, I'm saying there's some people that are like, you know what? I can't be alone. I get that. I understand. I've talked to people that they're like, you know what? I'm just going to stay by myself. I got work to do within, or I've just had enough of it. I get it. I get it. So you have to go in your own comfort zone, like there's a lot of love out there. There's a lot of people that are waiting for somebody just like yourself. However, if you want to attract the right person to you, take a look at, okay, what do I want? Vibrational frequency, law of attraction, all of those kinds of things, and so on and so on and so on. Yeah, but Jeni, they're going through all of this stuff, and you know what I mean? I can help them. Yes, you can. However, you have to take a look at, what sacrifices do you want to make? Is that person dragging me down? Is that person causing me more conflicts and negativity and so on? Be very careful. Be very, very careful. Is this, I'm just going to hang on to this person until I meet somebody else? Really? Because if you don't heal, you do not heal from your past relationship, you're bringing in all of that unhealed baggage and emotions into your new relationship, and it will not work, because your new person could trigger you or remind you of something that your last person did. The relationship is done. The immediate conflicts and problems. So you do have to heal and work through your past relationships first before you're ready to begin something new. I always recommend that. I mean, you got to go in your own comfort zone. Some people just dash into a new relationship, and it can work out really well, as really good as well. So go on your own comfort zone with what works for you. So now, being an animal communicator, I'm going to be talking to the animals here. I talk to the animals who have passed on, and also the animals that are currently with you here on Earth. So I felt, pulled to this Divine Animals Oracle by Stacey DeMarco, right? So let's have a chat, and make sure you guys clear your cards before you use them. Like I've cleared these decks before I did these videos. So what is the message from our animal kingdom from the 9th to the 14th? Maybe you're spending your Valentines with your animal, your soul furry mates. Maybe that's a day. Maybe you guys are getting a new pet that day, right? Maybe you're like, I'm going to spend my Valentines with my animal. Why not, right? What is the message from the animal kingdom? The message from my animal kingdom, from the animal kingdom. The 9th to the 14th. Wow. Okay, way too many cards fell out. Way too many cards. The 9th to the 14th. What's the message from the animals collectively? The message. Alrighty then. Now, we have, wow, what a beautiful card here. I mean, I love all animals, right? This is a horse. I love horses myself. Like I just love them. So I actually talked to somebody because I have to go on assignment somewhere, and I'm like, wow, he's got horses. And I'm like, oh, can I take photos of your horses? I didn't push yes. So I'm just so excited about that. However, it's not going to be in the wintertime. No, thank you. So horses represent freedom. Horses don't like being restricted, or bound up. That's why, you see horses galloping and running. They like to have their freedom and independence. So you very well might be finding, maybe you're going to be spending time with a horse that day. Maybe you're going to be feeling your horse coming through. For those of you who have had horses in the past that have passed on, maybe you're going to be like, you know what? Me and my person are going on a getaway to a ranch, or maybe somewhere where there's horses around. Maybe some of you are going to be, like booking vacations where, you're Montana. I don't know why I just heard Montana come in for some reason. Being circled. Maybe some of you are going to a dude ranch, right? I'm just saying, like horses are very beautiful animals, of course. You know what I mean? I just love this because it just looks like, like a horse coming through from the other side, right? From that portal and so on and so on. Or, maybe, if some of you have a horses that are not doing well, pay attention to that. Pay attention to that, right? So, no, let me see. Okay, so with this full moon, for those of you who love crystals, I mean, I love my crystals. I love my crystals. I actually gave a couple of my crystals away the other day to a friend of mine. Now the deck I'm using here is Daily Crystal Inspiration Heather Aspenoids. Make sure you put your crystals outside or on a window ledge where the moon energy is coming through, because it gives them more energy, vitalizes them. Right? Like, today I have my Ganesh on. I have certain things I have to deal with today that I need some strength. I have my lapis on and I have my other cross on and so on. So go by what you're drawn to always. You know what I mean? But I don't know what this crystal means. Look it up. You can Google the name of the crystal, or if you're buying it from like a location, ask the staff. Usually they're pretty knowledgeable when there's crystals and so on. But, how do I know which one to get? Get which one that you're drawn to, that you're pulled towards. Like if I was looking for a specific crystal, let's say, then you can find it. But, sometimes I'll just kind of, walk around somewhere and I'm like, I'm getting pulled to this crystal for some reason. And if I wasn't, let's say, I don't know what that means, you will find that, that crystal that you're holding. I mean, I'm very sensitive to energy. I scan it and I know which one that are calling out to me, right? So, it's like, how does it feel when you're holding that crystal? Like I have crystals all around my home, bigger ones, of course, all sizes. I love wearing crystal jewelry because when the crystal touches my body, I can feel it. I can immediately feel it. If I don't have crystals on, I can also feel that too. So during a full moon, new moon, I'm always wearing hematite, like hematite crystals. It's a darker color and so on because it helps me keep grounded. It's a message from our crystals from the 9th to the 14th. 9th to the 14th. Message from our crystals. Garnet. Ignite your passion. Wow. Like, absolutely. You know how I was talking about certain zodiac signs you're going to be more creative? Really pay attention to that. Because whenever you do things that you're really passionate about, like, and it doesn't matter what it is, right? Like, we can be passionate about many things, many things. Really pay attention to what you're getting drawn to. You're going to find that, this year, of course, is a year where you're going to want to be more in service to help other people. Because when I did my prediction video for the year 2025, I think it went out in December, I named it From Chaos to Peace. So certain things that I've already mentioned are happening now. So this is why it's really important just to really tune in, like really tune in with your soul. Follow what you're very passionate about and really pay attention to, I'm actually now starting to get pulled towards in this direction to change my career. Wow, maybe I want to take that course, that class. Maybe I want to start working on my projects, or maybe I want to take, like, whatever it is, whatever it is. Pay attention to what you're passionate about. Write it down. Write it down. Don't worry about how or anything like that, because the universe will guide you to start this and to start that, right? So I don't know if I should pull another card. What you all think? Um, okay, one more. And for some reason, you know, I felt drawn to share this crystal with you all. I have a few of these, and they're all big ones. I had bought a few of these after Bella passed away. They're angel clusters. This is very heavy and very big. Like see in my hand, like look how big that is. You know, I have an altar with candles and statues and crystals and candles for my dog Bella on her altar with a photo and so on. And I have some of these angelic angel clusters around her. So, you know, there's a lot of angels around us, and you might even find that you're sensing and feeling more angels around. Even my upcoming surgery in March that I have, you know, I told someone how I can feel my dog Bella healing a certain part on my body that I have a concern with, you know, like without going on to details. So you're going to find that your angelic team and your angelic teams um, can be anyone that has passed on, even your animals, your guides, your loved ones, your pets, your so on and so on and so on. Call upon them. Call upon them because they're with you. They're really with you. So, so anyways, um, the oracle, the Oracle of Portals test Whitehurst using this one. So let's see what they have to say for you. The 9th to the 14th. 9th to the 14th. 9th to the 14th. 9th to the 14th. 9th from the 14th. And as well. Beyond fear, right? Beyond fear. Look at that. Look at that. When you face your fears, you liberate your soul. Actually, I got drawn to skydiving a few times. Like, I know, right? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'll actually do that skydiving. But I'm just saying, you don't have to skydive, right? It's like face your fears, because when you face your fears, you're going to find that, wow, that wasn't as bad as what I thought. Like, why was I so scared? It's whenever we put in our mindset, you know, like, oh my God, what if this happens? What if that happens? All of that. So that's why it's like certain days, especially the 12th. Oh my God, I have this going on. Oh, let your fears go. Trust the process with spirit. It's going to be perfectly fine. I'm healing. My body is healing, let's say. Maybe I have to face my fears by talking with my person and ending my relationship. Maybe I have to face my fears of quitting my job, like whatever it is. I could give you 100 reasons. You know what your fears are, you know, and even start writing them down on paper. What am I really fear about? Like what, you write down your fears, whatever it is. What do I think is going to happen? Write it on paper. What am I feeling? What am I sensing? Write it down. And then when you face your fears, go back and look at that. You'll be surprised. You will be really surprised. You know, some of our fears do go back into other lifetimes, yes, right? And that's why I do akashic records reading and let you know why you're so scared or fearful of a certain situation or whatever it is. So now, how many of you have subscribed to my channel? Hit that little red button right down there in the corner. How many of you guys are going to join me live on my next live free readings? If you want to book a reading with me, soulworkwithjeni.com. Let me know how your week is going. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Show yourself some love and compassion. Always, always show others compassion and love. Speak from your heart, for goodness sakes. Go howl at the moon. Me and my Irish Wolfhound McTavish would howl at the moon, seriously. And even my, you know, like my dad's dog and my stepmother's dog, Obie, after my stepmom had passed away, my dad, you know, couldn't handle Obie. He was a big dog. So I took Obie and we would howl at the moon. I still have that recording of Obie and I howling at the moon. It was just like, wow, very cool. So anyways, wishing you guys a happy, happy, happy Valentine's Day. Show some love. Show some love, you guys. Show some love for yourself, for goodness sakes. If you want to buy chocolate, buy chocolate. If you want to treat yourself, treat yourself. Do it for you. Namaste.